When I got put on probation, I was told that I was not allowed to talk to my brother. They said, we don't want you talking to your brother about any of this.
Did that make sense to you at that time?
No, because my brother's my best friend, but also we didn't talk a whole lot because he was gone like 24/7 because he was a personal assistant for Josh Bredahl. Him and his wife were gone 24/7, but didn't make any sense to me. And they encouraged me that I don't talk to your brother about it. Don't talk to your mom about it.
This is your first breakup. And they're saying, don't talk to the people closest to you about it.
Yeah. Anyway, so I was encouraged not to talk to my mom and I wasn't allowed to talk to my brother. And then it was like, we don't want you hanging around with the interns because it was kind of basically like, we don't want them to get what you have. Basically, they were saying that my soul was sick and I was full of sin and stuff like that. And they also said I was not part of leadership anymore. So I was not allowed to hang out with the leaders. Laci said I needed to go get things right with God. So essentially it was just me and God for like 3 months. And I know the 3 months is not as long as some people were on probation for like a whole year. But my probation was very intense in the sense of I wasn't allowed to hang out with people. I was isolated. I wasn't allowed to talk to my mom, who was on the ranch. I had to be very short with her. And my dad had just died. So I'm dealing with all that. I have not grieved him yet. That situation hasn't been dealt with. And then I go through this horrible breakup. And then I get kicked out of Josh and Laci's house and all this stuff. And then let's pull the guys in and let's do that too. Now the whole team knows. And then it's like, you're isolated. I was like, I don't know what to do, but I guess just move forward. So every day I woke up, I was like, okay, God, what needs to be changed? Like, help me grow, you know? But it very fast got very dark. I didn't want to live. I just thought it would be better to just go to heaven and be with my dad than be here anymore. I thought about it every day. If I just ended it, then I would just not have to feel this because I just felt this. You're sick to your stomach. I didn't eat very much. And the sad thing is that I have family 40 minutes away who, in a heartbeat, if they knew what was going on, would have come so fast and packed me up and marched me out of there. But they had no idea. And I was too afraid to say anything. That was the fear that was so instilled. I was more afraid of what Laci would do or what would happen or the repercussions of what would happen if I just left than me staying there and just suffering. And so that's kind of like what probation was like for me. And there was a leader who was there, a home team leader. And she, when the road team was gone, she would be like, you know, Randi, why don't you just go take a drive? Because she could tell I was very like, I had like dark circles. I was like really skinny, like unhealthily, you know, like not eating, kind of skinny, just in a really, really, really bad shape. I was so depressed. I couldn't get out of bed. I would like not even fix my hair or anything. And I would come to like morning prayer because it just was like, what is my life? And so she'd be like, why don't you just go take a drive? And so I would go to my family's house 40 minutes away, and they never knew what I was going through, but I was just nice to be there. They know about it now, and they cried a lot when I told them because, I mean, I would if I had a family member that was going through stuff and they didn't tell me because we're all very close, you know. Anyway, but I do know on the other side of things, talking to my brother, Laci had told my brother, like, hey, don't talk to Randi about the breakup or anything. Just don't talk to her right now because she just really wants time by herself and she doesn't want to talk about it. So he thinks I don't want to talk to him and I'm not allowed to talk to him. Just we're not that way. We're best friends and we tell each other everything. You know what I mean? And so that was a really hard season. And here's the thing too, is throughout probation, when the road team was home, and I know this now because being out, I've talked to the other leaders that were part of there, but Laci would have meetings about me and say like, hey, Randi is just, she's this and this and this and this. There was like a whole week where I got pulled into a meeting with a different girl leader like every day about something that happened like years ago. It was like, hey, remember when you did this? And then they would rebuke me for it. And I was like, that's like been done. That happened like my first year. But basically it was just like a big bash. Like, what can we get on Randy? And what's the dirt we can get? And I just didn't understand it because I was like, I already just want to die. I just am already, I don't want to live. And then they're like coming in and just bringing up stuff that's already been in the past. And so that's kind of how it was during my whole probation.